All right, good morning, everyone. Let's take a look at the market today and see how we're doing. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Right now, the euro dollar, as you can see, last week we had just a huge fall. The dollar gained a lot of value. So this week we're expecting a bit of an up move to see where that's going to go. Now, as you can see, we've got a bit of a buy position here on the euro dollar. I think it's going to come to around, let's see where we're at. It'll probably come to around this line, this region here. That level, that 1 point, that's take profit level there. As you can see, we'll probably get there this week. As you can see, that was a resistance area before, so probably there or slightly higher around 1.0670 to 1.0690 region there. And what we're expecting with the euro dollar is later on actually to start really coming down. So right now the market is kind of going up, but later on in February, this is probably going to be a move in order to be shorting it back down again. So we might see the euro dollar later on this month coming all the way down to December levels. All right, so that still is on the cards, as you can see all the way down there. So that's still an option. And if I tighten this up a little bit, it's a 4-hour chart, so as you can see, that support resistance area there, and from there what we might see, the market just going up to resell the euro dollar, okay, and bring it down to around this level. So it's worth following up. I think if it does break it down from the low of this low, then I think there's going to be a great opportunity to be shorting this, and I think you can just draw your trend lines from support to support and just pretty much identify where you want to take this trade to. That's the downfall, and that's 61.8, as you can see around there. So this week we'll probably see test that, maybe even the 50 level, and then we'll be looking to short, because you can see that 50 level is also, all those levels are pretty much resistance levels there. Okay, so there you go. So that 50 level looks kind of good to be shorting the euro dollar as the market goes up. So this week we're expecting sideways up moves to reach a resistance level, and then we'll probably be knocking it down again. Let's take a look at the dollar franc. Okay, and here's our dollar franc. So let's just make this a scale fix, so you can just move it around. Okay, there you go. So this is the dollar franc. As you can see, we have a down move happening. All right, and this down move is probably going to be taking us to this level there, back from there, you can see. Okay, so we'll probably come back down to this level with the dollar franc, pushing it down a little bit, and then this is the resistance line that we're trying to break out from. So you can see the market actually broke out, did a slightly higher high there, and then it bounced back. So this pullback is a temporary pullback. As you can see, we have higher highs. Actually, we can just get, we can see higher highs and higher lows. And if you take a look at the 4-hour chart here, you'll see something interesting. As you can see, we had a huge up move, right? That's just this big up move there. And then we had this retracement. So this retracement from this up move is, let me just show you there. Okay, there we go. Is, as you can see, the 38.2 region. So it's a nice little pullback there. So you might see the dollar franc coming back to this 50 range here in order to kind of take some support and start heading all the way back up to these levels here. So you might see it going back there again, and then if it breaks above there, you still got the 1.08 there. So this month we're going to see which support really holds true, and according to that we'll see how the market kind of eventuates. Okay, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. Now the Aussie dollar from last week, as you know, is in a sideways move. Still have that sideways with a double top there, as you can see. And the market might still push up on this currency pair simply because I think we still have room to test this level from the past, as you can see. The 0.7772 region is looking rather good. So if it breaks above there, any pullback is good to send you back rolling up there. So I think that's good, good to go up there. And if you're following the Aussie dollar, I think it's definitely worth taking that trade to follow it all the way up to around that 77.50-70 region there. Let's take a look at the pound. Right then, just like the euro dollar today, we have the pound, as you can see, moving upwards. I think, just like the euro dollar, this is obviously also probably going to be taken down. So the market's probably pushing it in order to sell it off somewhere. Now, if you take a look at the market in this range here, it's all going sideways at the moment. So what we need to do in sideways market is just draw lines so we know where we're kind of headed. All right, so there's our channel line there. All right, let's just double top there, two bottoms, nice. Now in between there though, what we'll need to do is put on some additional lines of support and resistance. And just open this up a little bit so I can see better. All right, so we've got a level there. This will probably be parallel if I take it there. Yeah, there you go. All right, and that's the mid-level, right? That mid-level of the channel. So we have a nice resistance level here for the pound dollar, and that is this region here. Okay, so we've got a nice little region there. And what the market might do, just lift its head up there and then start selling it back off again. And that'll be around probably, it'll take probably a week or so. So this week we'll probably see it sideways up, kind of move, kind of like trotting along, and then to be sold off around that region. So I think that's a pretty good location to be shorting it. Even now it's at a resistance level. Now, if you are trading the pound, so I'd be mindful about where the weekly levels are. But as you can see from where we're looking at it, I think we've got room on the upside for the pound dollar, and that is still going to be heading off here. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's a nice little breakout there. Nice little breakout, move up, and then move up again. And then from there, we might see the market falling back down again. So this breakout is actually good. It gives us a sign that we're going to come to the next level, and that next level is probably going to be around that region. So let's take a look at the dollar Canadian. Now with the dollar Canadian, let's do the scale fix once again, so we have everything movable and mobile. There we go. All right, now with the dollar Canadian, I think we've got a nice triangle from what I can see. Okay, oops, there we go. So this nice triangle is nice for testing. In fact, this is on a 4-hour chart, but if you think about it, this is actually coming from way back here, from the daily. All right, so there we go. So it's coming all the way from back up there, and that's where we're at. Okay, so that's a nice little triangle there. Will this triangle fall down? Well, if it breaks down, that's really good because we've got room to come down, and that'll give the dollar Canadian, if I take it and make it a daily, you'll see, all right, we have some room to come down. So if this really breaks down, we'll see that downwards trend eventuating. And as you can see, that's what we have All right, so just move that there, make it a parallel. There you go. Okay. All right, so that looks good. And that we can just do that actually. There we go. So if you're following the loonie, I think if it breaks up, you're going up. If it breaks down, you're going down. And you just draw your support lines along the way. And there are your targets down there. Okay, so that's one. And that's two. So the market's got a lot of potential to be pulling back all the way down here again. Let's take a look at the dollar yen. Right then. Here we've got the dollar yen in front of us. It's a 4-hour chart. Now the dollar yen, I'll make this the daily, like the dollar franc, it had a really nice pullback after this huge rush. Okay, as you can see, we have a huge rush here on the daily. All right, it's a big, nice, chunky move. And from the top of that range to here, we've got a nice pullback for the 61.8. All right, and as you can see now, the market's kind of trotting along to move up. And that's what we'd like to see. And the breaking of this channel here is actually, as you can see, very cool, because now it's giving us some extra confidence that we can go long on the pullbacks. And as you can see, the market did a little bit of a good buy kiss there. So it came down, tested it, and now it's kind of moving up. Now, I think what we can do today, or this week actually, let me just do this. That is a higher level. Okay. What we can do with this, if I move it back to a 4-hour chart, that's the way to go. And from this week's perspective, where to buy on a pullback, and what you want to be looking at, the market's already did a bit of a pullback there, but if it does pull back again to 38.2, I think it's okay to buy at that level, because it's a nice up thrust there, pull back, and then as you can see, the market is buying on the supports. So it will be good to be buying the dollar yen when the market pulls back. A nice level might again be on this line here. As you can see, that was the breakout line. So if the market just comes back, that's a double bottom, so I doubt if it'll come all the way back down here again, but you never know with the market. I think the good levels to buy are always going to be where the market bought before. So these support areas, as you can see from there, okay, this is a zone there, right? So that's a support level. That really comes back to that 38.2 level, and we just might see the market coming back down again to there, only to be bought though. I think this week sideways down, to be picked up from those levels. Let's take a look at gold. Now gold's interesting. This is the daily. Now we're looking for a bit of a pullback on the daily, but I think that pullback is only going to be temporary, and what we need to do really is on the pullbacks to start going long. I think if I just make this a little better, in fact, you know what, I'll move it back to daily because you won't be able to see everything here. So this is the daily. All right, this is a very nice up move, and it's quite strong, as you can see. So we have this channel formation here from the beginning all the way to there, and that's where we're at. Okay, that's where we're at. So whenever you want to kind of buy gold, just wait for those nice little pullbacks and then try to go long. Now this is the daily, so on the daily I suspect we should have a bit of a pullback on this. Also, let's see if, there we go. All right, possibility to take it from there, simply because I just want to match this channel top to there. There we go, that looks like a better match. Okay, so once the market pulls back to around this area, this line, that might actually match a nice Fibonacci level there. And there you go. So in the upcoming few days, if you see the market pulling back to this line and you got the Fibonacci's there, I think it's good to kind of go long again. Let's take a look at Brent. Once again, with oil, what we're going to see this week, I think, is a bit of a pullback. Although we had a nice up move on Brent, what I'd like to see is how the market kind of pull back here before we go long. It's a nice little push down and then push it back up again. As you can see, this is like a channel that we have here, so it's only fair that the market pulls back down. All right, so that's a nice channel there. It's only fair that the market pulls back down before it goes up again, and then beyond that, it might actually retest this double top region there. So this pull back and then going all the way up here, this 57.46 is on the cards, and as you can see, I drew this here before. That 60 is still on the cards for the market to be pushing it and buying afterwards if it breaks all the way back up to 60 again. Let's take a look at the DAX. Now, DAX definitely heading up as the indices are, but I think we need to start understanding that there's a limit, and that double top seems like a nice area, as you can see on the 4-hour chart. We're pretty much in this range here. So we've got this double bottom region here. So we have two bottoms top, and what we can do, in fact, like this, we can just make it a little sharper, actually, I think. And let's just do this. I think we could set it up for a channel, I think. Let's do that, shall we? There we go. So you might see DAX back at the top around here. That double bottom in the top, this is 1, 2, 3, and then pull back again. So I think DAX has room to go up and retest those levels. I think the way to retest them, though, is to enter trades as they break out the resistance levels. So if DAX breaks out above this, then we have room to go there. But in between, you're obviously going to have to look out and take some profit along the way. And then if it breaks above that, you've got also the opportunity to retest that top there. So you have some option to go and follow this through. Okay, here we go. This is the SP500, as you can see. It's really made a nice up move from last week onwards. So I take this to a 4-hour chart, and in fact, if I just do a refresh on this. There we go. So I think now we're in line, I think, with the SP500 for a bit of a pullback. So I think what we need to do is, this is going to be a selling process from now on, I think, in order for a pullback. So this is the channel there, and what we have is pretty much going to be something along these lines, where the market will start to want to kind of pull back. As you can see from those levels there, that's only logical that the market starts pulling back and starts to give some sell in this upcoming week. So this week we'll probably have some sell moves pushing it back down again. And once again, as you can see, when the market kind of pulls back, you'll be able to see it, that it's really coming back to those Fibonacci lines that we talked about. So around that 50 level, around that level is really good. And you can also see that the market had a nice resistance level there, which is going to be support for the future. So around that is still good to go long. All right, hope that helps. Have a great day trading.